Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to be going through is a makeup look, which is going to be just an eye makeup, a smoky eye. This tutorial has been inspired by one of my friends. So a lot of people out there claim themselves as makeup artists. The reason why I want to do this, just to show this friend of mine what a true um, smoky eye looks like rather than what other people have done for her. So this is just to inspire her to find the right makeup artist that would do the best makeup for you guys. So the first thing is what I am going to use is a clear tape. So I'm taking the clear tape and I will have it right at the edge, and so that it goes all the way to your eyebrow, right underneath your lower lashes, just like that. So you can see just where that little corner is, it goes straight up. So when I do my eyeliner, it goes perfectly on. It won't be any lines. The reason why I do this is just that it gives that perfect, when I take this tape off, what happens is I don't have to correct anything. I don't have to do anything. It just a nice perfect clean line will be there, and that's what I want as my smoky eye. So the next step to this makeup look is one of my favorite is the eyeshadow primer. So this is the one. So it's by Urban Decay, which is one of the best ones that I use, and it's really good. um, so and it has a wand just like this. So just because this is my personal one, I don't use this for my clients. So what I do usually is just, this is what I do. I just take it out and just dab it in the area. If you can just see how I got on my lashes. Okay. So I just do this just a little bit. So I have it all over my lids, all over my one lid. And then I take one of my clean fingers and I just blend it in there. Reason why I use my finger is because it warms up the color, and as well it makes it nice blended out. There'll be no harsh lines, no creases. And the reason why we use eyeshadow primer is because we want the color to stick really well when I apply it. Okay, so the next step to this look is you must have a clean brush. So make sure your brushes are very clean. So what I'm using, a nice fluffy brush just like this. If you guys can see, it's cleaned out. And I have double checked if it was. Oh, there you go. Okay, so what I'm going to dip this in is a nice brown. The reason why I want a brown is the first color of transition right around where this crease is. So if you guys can see, I already have that nice natural crease there. And that's what I'm going to be creating right now. So I'm using a little bit brown of a darker brown. Not too dark and not too light either. So what I usually do is make one circle and to dabbing into the eyeshadow, and then what I tap it off just because we don't want any excess shadow. And then what I usually start is right at this corner right here to make that V shape. Reason why I start always at the crease is because this is this nice smoky and I use a brown instead of the black starting off. Is if you make any mistakes, remember the black will correct it afterwards. It will not show, as well as it's a nice transition color because you don't want any harsh lines at the end. You want to make it look like, so the when the black is done, the brown slowly comes on afterwards. It shows after the black has ended and the area, and then it's your brow bone at the high top right here where you would put your highlight on. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is just keep going back and forth. So you want that V shape, so come down right over here at the corner. So it has to look like a perfect V, and you want to blend this out. You don't, again, want any harsh lines, so you got to keep doing this until all the color has been already blended out. You can't go to the next step adding another color thinking that it'll blend out. It's your transition color that will get you to make it look that perfect smoky eye if it's blended out. If your color has not been blended properly, it will not look like a really good smoky eye, and it will show really badly. So keep doing this until you get that nice blended out all the edges, and that way no one could tell where it started and where it ended. Okay. Okay, so you could see I have fully blended out all the harsh lines. See the lighter shade right there, and then I have a darker brown shade right there, which again, I just put one color, but the thing is I blended it really well, mostly at the edges a lot more, just so it gives that nice brownish, that transition. So it looks really dark down here, and then it goes off to being light, and it goes really light. You want to leave the lids, nothing on it, and just leave it how it is. And then now what we're going to do is apply the black. Okay, so get your black shadow into your brushes. So I'm going to use the next brush, which is a MAC brush. Another fluffy brush just like this. Yes, it has a little black because I already dipped it in. So we're going to use this and put, again, what we're going to do the same way what we did right now. Is getting the same place where we put the brown, sorry, we're going to do the black. So again, you're going to start off with that little ball right at the corners right here. You can go make that V shape and go into that crease. You can see, even though I haven't blended that much, the black is already blended into the brown. So if you need more black, keep dipping it in. And remember, you want to start off very small, very little. So don't overdo it on the black. Get little dabs into your black shadow and then apply. Just because if a black is really hard to take off and fix mistakes on. Yeah, any other colors you can do it, but just the black, it's very hard. So all I'm doing is, again, the same thing what we started off. Keep going back and forth just like this to blend out that black into the brown. And then you can see right up there is the light brown, which I'm not touching. I'm not going up. I'm just sticking to that one straight area. We're going up and down right here. Okay, so I have blended out the whole black in there with the brown. So you can see this is the amount of black I would want. If you want to go more intense and more black, you are most welcome and to do so. And if this is more like really evening and a party, like more like a wedding look, you have to go more deeper into the color. So if you do want that, you can also do so, but I have just enough of black in there. And again, you can use the same thing for weddings, evening parties, anything. So you can see the fully dark black is there. Okay, so the next step to this smoky look is the golden eyeshadow. So what I do, again, because my shadow falls out, the golden one, so right in this spot, I put another dab of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, just so that it's fresh, and then I can put right away, I can put on the gold. So when I put the gold, it will just stick on really good. Make sure I am not touching the black or the brown anywhere close by. So this is how I reapplied the primer, and this is how it looks. I have not touched anywhere where I've already applied the shadow. Okay, So I have a nice flat kind of fluffy brush just like this, and I've already applied my gold. So this step is not blending. I am just tabbing into that area where I want the gold to stick. Because it's a really loose gold kind of shadow, I am not blending the shadow. I will be blending the black into the shadow so it doesn't leave this harsh lining. So, but right now for this, just tab the gold. So you can see that harsh line where you could tell where does the black end and where the gold starts. And you do not want people to know. That's a one thing. You want people to say, hey, how'd you do that look? Not like, hey, that's a cheap shadow or a cheap makeup you have done. So then now, you know, that same brush that we use for the brown to blend because it's very fluffy. And you're going to take this, actually, you're going to take the one that had the black in it. So you're going to take the black shadow, fluffy brush, and then you're going to, that has black eyeshadow on it, and you're just going to go over the area where that gold has been laid, just the edges. Not on it, on top of it, just the edges of that gold. And you want to drag it. The reason why is because you want to start that gold slowly coming into the black, and the black slowly, gradually transitioning to the gold. So you can tell how it has just a little bit touch of just going back and forth swirl, back and forth that I've swiped. You can see that the gold already has spread it right into the black, and it's a nice transition into it. Right up here, same thing, and even down here, all has transitioned already, and you can see how it came together. Okay, so the next part of this, I love my beautiful highlight MAC that I use on my cheekbone. So what I'm going to use is the same one. I know everyone's like, what? So I use the same, and I use a brush just like this, which is my MAC 217. And I'm just dabbing it right in there, just like this. Well, I have a little bit of that highlight. What I love to do with this is apply it right on my brow bone. Just like that. No one does this ever, but it's one of the best techniques of getting that beautiful highlight right underneath your brow bone, because the MAC one highlight is really prominent and I love it. So what I'm doing next is using that same clean brush, I cleaned it off, and I'm going to blend that highlight with the brown that was up there and the black. So it gives a nice blended look. It doesn't look like, oh my God, it just got cut off and it looks weird. Okay, so just go back and forth into that area until it's fully blended off. Okay, so everything has been blended off and it doesn't look too weird in that area where it's cut off. You can see that nice area where it's fully blended and it goes really dark into the gold. Okay, so the next part of this tutorial is of your eye makeup is using an angle brush just like this for your brows. So that's the next step. So I have a lot of like hair that are very fine right up the top, so I have to make that nice perfect arch, and I have some hair that are in there that some parts that are missing. So take the angle brush and use it in any of your color of your brows. If your brows are dark, you can use a dark color. If your brows are lighter, then you could use a light. So what I usually do with the brows is take one of the spoolies, which is your mascara wands. You can use one of those. And just take this and just comb out your brows. So it looks like this. So comb your brows. What I like to do is comb it downwards. So just like this. Reasons of combing it downwards is because so I can draw that line and I know exactly where my brows are where the baby hairs are, so that way, or the fine hairs that are not growing, or the spots, so that way I can fully fill it in and know exactly what I'm doing instead of drawing an awkward line, which I did right there. I went too far. Because my hair is really dark, it almost looks like a black, so I'm using a really dark brown right now for this area. And it's really, this is a really dark black. I don't usually fill my brows like this. I have, if you can watch my last tutorial, what I usually do is take my mascara that has almost dried out, and I use that and just combing it through, and that will give you that perfect brows. So what I do next is just go underneath and create that line, and as well, if you and then if you want it really natural right here, combing it upwards and just fill them in. Okay, so what I do next is just take a mascara, my mascara that I was talking about, almost dried out mascara. Put a few drops in there of your eye drops, and it comes back to life. So what I do is right now, while it's filled in, I just like to comb it. And what this does is helps out keeping the hair in place. So I first comb it upwards and then just to the side, so it creates that arch automatically. And I do have an arch, it's just I want that hair to be up there instead of the pencil. So just like that, and it'll keep this hair in place. It's not going to move. It's a gel kind of mascara. Okay, so your brows are done. The next step is to doing your liner. So again, you can do different kind of liners, depends on yourself. What I usually use is the MAC eyeliner. It's the gel eyeliner, and it looks it's the Backtrack. This is the name, and it's by MAC. If you can see. It's by MAC, and this is the one I use. And it looks just like this inside, and it's a gel. So what see, I can't do my eyeliner, especially these corner ones right here, just this area, with a regular brush. So what I usually use is this fine one for right in this area. What I love to do with this is that using with the smoky eye, I like to create that little bit right here, that outer wing right here, and then outer. So inner wing and then outer. So I do both. So if you want to see how I do that, keep on watching. So let's get started on that. Okay. So what I like to do is get started with, I'm just going to come very close so that way I can see. This is so hard on the, okay. So what I usually do with the wing liner, look down, and what I do usually starts at the center, and then I just do little strokes. I am not going to go dramatic into creating one straight line. It's all about going slow into creating that that nice wing, going very small strokes. So make sure you're taking your time. This is where you don't want to rush. So when you come closer to this area where this little corner is, I don't like to stop there. So what I do, wherever that little corner is, I make it come out like fully. So it gives that little point. I'm not too sure. Oh, there you go. So it gives that little point right there. This is what I usually do. I make it come out just like that and then carry it down. Oh, you can't even see. So I've just carried this area down. And then up here, I did halfway, and I'm just going to continue into doing the other half. So remember, you don't need to rush this part. You need to take your time. Okay. So that's the wing liner that I've created. And again, what I did was just small strokes. You don't have to go all at once in creating that line. Um, so this is how I want it as so far. Okay, so this is the eye look, the wing line. The next step is this. So this is what I use so far for the water line. So I'm just gonna go over that area because you want it to look blended. The thing is, for the past couple of days, I've been feeling very um, sensitive, my eye area. So this is the only thing that can help me, well, that I could use so far. Otherwise, I would use a shadow. And then that same brush that you had that used it for the up here at the top, I'm going to take the same brush. You can see I'm already watering. I just apply a little bit. So I'm just going to go over underneath the lashes now. Just underneath. Just so that it doesn't look too off. Okay, so then what you would do is just remove that tape. So if you can see that perfect cut right there with that tape, when you took it off, that was a perfect cut. I'm watering. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just fix that little corner right there again. It's just because the water has made it more roundish for some reason. I want a really nice pointy liner in there. There you go. So if you can see, I changed that whole look into getting it instead of the round, just that pointy area. Okay, so now if you can see the lash area where my lashes have that golden fallouts, the golden shadow has fallen on my lashes. So all I'm going to do is just now I'm going to use my eyelash mascara and just put some mascara on so that area of the eyeshadow can fall off, or just get the color. Okay. So the next step, which I love, I just totally love these eyelashes, but they're by Ardell. It's the natural ones. I don't know if you can see the full. So they're the natural Ardell ones. They're amazing. If you can just see, this is the inner and then this is the outer, which is beautiful. So we're just gonna have that on our eye, on my eye, sorry. The one thing I love, just totally love about, is that if you could just, let me just zoom in, is that it has no strip right there. So when you put it on your lashes, what happens is it looks natural like your lashes, so it won't show that bad when you close your eyes or something and people can, hey, you're wearing fake lashes. So here it does not show with this. This is amazing. I love. Okay, so what I do is take the lashes out of that little package, and I take a tweezer and hold it just like this. And then this is the eyelash glue that I'll be using right here. Because I don't like how the opening of this glue is, it's really, that hole is really big. So what I do is usually just take the back of my hand just like this, and I just put some on. Do you see how much it comes out just for one lash? I just squeeze just a tiny bit. So take any kind of brush, just like this, and then dab it in there a little bit. And then what you want to do is take your lashes, just like this, into with that tweezer, and the top of that. And what you're going to just dab a little bit, just go across with that glue that was on the back. Wait a couple seconds for this to dry, just because if you apply directly to your eyes right now, what's going to happen is this will start moving, and what happens is usually ruins your makeup, your whole eyeshadow. So wait a couple seconds for it to dry before we apply it on. Okay, so it has started to dry. If you can just see, just there's only a little bit. So what you want to do is look down. Okay, I don't know how to do this on camera. So just look down and place it right there in the middle, and then just grab each corner just like that and place them into its place. and voila, you got your false lashes on. Make sure in the beginning when you apply your lashes, try not to move too much with your lashes. Keep looking down until you know it's fully gripped on. Before you apply your lashes, which I forgot to tell you guys, is that you want to put it on your lashes without putting any glue. And reasons why is to double make sure that this is the right fit. Some people have smaller eyes, some people have bigger eyes, but if you have smaller eyes, you have to cut those lashes out. Each corners or whatever corner you want to take them off, because if it pokes you in the eye, that's the worst part of it all. Okay, so you have your lashes on, you have done everything, and this is the finished look of your smoky golden and black eyeshadow makeup look, your eye makeup look. So if you could just see how everything has been blended out, perfectly amazing. And again, I want to give you a little tip. If you make a mistake where your line is out, what you can do is the best way is to get your either concealer, your foundation, moisturizer, or the eyeshadow primer that we have used. Take that and just apply it to that area over here, and all you have to do is just clean it out, that area. That's it. And again, you can go as dramatic as you want. So right here has been bugging me a lot, which is not too to the point. And again, this part doesn't suit everybody, and it depends on your facial look, your makeup look, whatever it is. Some people would do the wing, so if you can see, you can tell there's a wing right there. Some people it'll suit them, some people won't. So this is the finished look. I hope you love this tutorial. Please subscribe, like, and comment if you have any questions down below. Okay, have a good one. Bye, everyone.